Renton Municipal Airport, information Oscar. 1753 Zulu. Wind 325 at 10. Visibility 9er. Sky conditions, clear. Temperature 20. Dew point 10. Altimeter 3018. Arriving and departing runway 34. Visual approaches in use. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information Oscar.
Welcome aboard everybody, I'm American Dan and this is Wings and Rex. Today we are on the ground at Renton Municipal Airport in Renton, Washington in the PMDG 737-900. We're going to fly this beautiful aircraft from Renton, Washington over to Boise, Idaho on an IFR flight. Alright, so we're going to start with the overhead panel. Battery switch is on and guarded. Check. Position light is steady. Check. Isolation valve is open. Bleed air is on. We do have bleed air. Packs are on high. Packs are auto or high. Auto. There we go. Get some air conditioning going on back there. Very nice sound. It is very immersive, very realistic. Seattle Center, Delta 1111 on the ground Renton, looking to pick up IFR to Boise.
Delta 1111, Seattle Center, cleared to Boise. Radar vectors, Tacoma, then as filed, climb and maintain 26000. Expect flight level 35010 minutes after departure. Departure on 128.5, squawk 2542.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your lead flight attendant, Janet. We've just closed the main cabin door and started our pushback from Renton Municipal Airport. Please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened. If you don't know how to fasten a seatbelt, well, it's a bit late to learn now, isn't it? Turn off all electronic devices, unless you fancy your phone becoming a frisbee during takeoff. Our captain today is Dan, who assures me he's better at flying planes than he is at parking cars. First Officer Edwin is here too, presumably to keep Dan in check. Our flight time to Boise is about an hour, which is just enough time to regret not bringing a better book. The weather in Boise is clear with a temperature of 72 degrees Fahrenheit. In case of an emergency, follow the crew's instructions, because let's face it, they know more about this plane than you do. Toby and I will be here to assist you, or at least to provide moral support. Thank you for choosing Delta Flight 1111. Sit back, relax, and try not to think about how high up we'll be.
Delta 1111, Renton Tower, winds 320 at 14, runway 34, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 34, Delta 1111. Flight attendants, take your seats.
All right, Captain Dan, we'll take our seats. Try not to crash us into anything, yeah?
Yeah. We do call this channel Wings and Rex, so there's always that possibility. Power set.
Airspeed's alive. 80 knots.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
32.
Oh man, I think you're dead. Departure Delta 1111 with you.
Delta 1111, Seattle approach, radar contact, cleared direct Tacoma.
Direct Tacoma for Delta 1111. Alright, flaps are coming up. We're direct Tacoma 230 knots to stay below 250, below 10,000. Climbing through 4,700.
Delta 1111, climb and maintain flight level 270.
Continue climb to flight level 270 for Delta 1111.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've managed to reach 10,000 feet without any major disasters, which is quite impressive given Captain Dan's track record. You can now use your approved portable electronic devices, but please don't use them to Google bad pilots named Dan. For your safety, keep your seatbelt fastened at all times, even if the captain turns off the fasten seatbelt sign, because you never know when he might try a barrel roll.
I'm not planning on trying a barrel roll.
Contact
Now that you
Seattle
mention
Center
it,
on
though.
120.3.
120.3 for Delta 1111. Center Delta 1111 with you, climbing 13.2 for flight level 270.
Delta 1111, Seattle Center. Good afternoon, Renton altimeter 30.12. Delta 1111, climb and maintain flight level 320.
Continue the climb to 320 for Delta 1111.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a message for passenger Skid Rock. It seems you left your soiled Spider-Man pajamas in the lavatory. Please collect them at your earliest convenience. Thank you.
Delta 1111, climb and maintain flight level 350.
Climb and maintain 350 for Delta 1111. Alright, and that's up to our final altitude. Janet, I need coffee.
Captain Dan, I'll get Toby to bring you some coffee. Just try not to spill it like you did with the plane earlier. Cheers.
I didn't spill the plane earlier. She thinks I'm a horrible pilot. Janet, do you think you could do any better flying this plane?
Well, Captain Dan, considering I can barely manage to microwave a meal without setting off the smoke alarm, I think it's safe to say the passengers are better off with you at the controls. But if you need someone to tell you how to do your job, I'm always available.
I'm sure you are. She's rather mouthy. She's very entertaining.
Seattle Center, Skyhawk 172 Kilo Hotel with you at 4,000.
This is Janet, your lead flight attendant, speaking. We've finally managed to reach our cruising altitude of 35,000 feet. Captain Dan has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign, which means he thinks he's done a good enough job flying for now. For your continued safety, Delta Airlines requires that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times while seated, just in case Captain Dan decides to try any fancy maneuvers. Toby and I will be coming around with snacks and drinks shortly. Try not to spill anything on yourselves. It's a long way down to the ground to clean up. Thank you for flying with us on Delta Flight 1111.
Delta 1111 Seattle Center, expect the RNAV runway 10 left approach into Boise. TIN 4 arrival, Devley transition. I'll get your descent instructions to you in about 8 minutes. Hang tight.
Delta 1111 will spec the RNAV into 10 via the KRNT 4 arrival for Delta 1111.
Delta 1111, contact Seattle Center on 132.6.
132.6 for Delta 1111. Seattle Center, Delta 1111, flight level 350.
Delta 1111, Seattle Center, good afternoon.
Okay, so our nav for runway 10 left is climb to 7,300 direct freebies, then on track 125 to Canuck and hold. Our decision height is 3,197 feet. We want to be at 6,000 at Jimmy, 4,000 at McGee. And we're waiting on descent instructions.
And 4 for the RNAV runway 10 left approach into Boise. Altimeter 30.00.
Descend via the Cannon for arrival into Boise for Delta 1111.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Janet, your lead flight attendant. We've started our descent into Boise, where the weather is as clear as Captain Dan's understanding of directions. Our cabin crew, including Toby, will be making one last round to collect any remaining trash. Please pass any items to us, unless it's your hopes and dreams. We can't help with those. Thank you. By the way, if you could make the landing smoother than your last joke, that'd be great.
Southwest 142, turn left heading 190. Turning left to 190, Southwest 142.
Delta 1111, Salt Lake Center, contact Big Sky approach on 119.6.
Boise Air Terminal / Gowan Field, information Romeo. 2053 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, clear. Temperature 37. Dew point 10. Altimeter 3001. Arriving and departing runways 10 left, 28 left. Visual approach is in use. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. VFR departures contact clearance delivery on 125.9er. Advise on initial contact you have information Romeo.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your lead flight attendant Janet speaking. We've descended below 10,000 feet, which means it's time to turn off all those electronic devices. Yes, even that one. Please stow them away until we reach the gate. Also, put your tray tables up, seat backs in their full upright position, and ensure your seatbelts are fastened. We're preparing to land in Boise, where the weather is as clear as Captain Dan's understanding of smooth landings. Thank you.
Alright, well, I am not known for a smooth landing in an airliner, so Janet might be right there, but we're going to try our best. We're just about at Jimmy. We're at 7,200 and descending. 247 knots. And we're below 250 knots, so the gear's coming down. Gears down, flaps are down, we're on glide path. Boise Tower, Delta 1111 on final for runway 10 left.
Delta 1111, Boise Tower, winds calm. Runway 10 left, cleared to land.
Skyhawk 505 Alpha.
Clear to land, 10 left, Delta 1111.
Roger, extending downwind Skyhawk 505 Alpha Mike.
20. 10.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Boise, where the potatoes are as plentiful as the bad jokes I make. The local time is 4:12 p.m., and if you look out the window, you'll see the ground. Yes, that's where we're meant to be. Please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened, because let's be honest, Captain Dan's landings are a bit like a toddler on a tricycle. Exciting, but not always graceful. The weather here is a balmy 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit, which is just hot enough to make you question your life choices. Thank you for flying with Delta Airlines, where we promise to get you there eventually, and we hope you enjoy your stay in this lovely city that's definitely not just famous for its spuds.
Charlie Afable, 121.7 for Delta 1111.
Delta 1111, Boise ground, taxi to parking via Charlie, cross runway 28 left, then Bravo.
Charlie cross 28 left, then Bravo for Delta 1111. If you liked this video, please leave a comment below and let me know. If you want me to go back to doing general aviation stuff, go ahead and leave a comment there and let me know. If you haven't already, please make sure you like and subscribe. And until next time, I will see you later.